The woman, who had been stranded on a deserted island for several months, suddenly discovered a red research station on the island. This was the first sign of human presence she had encountered in Antarctica during her entire ordeal. Excited, she rushed over to seek help. However, to her surprise, the doors and windows were tightly sealed, clearly indicating that the station had long been abandoned. Determined to survive, she tried to pry open the door and managed to get inside. What stunned her was the luxurious interior and the abundance of supplies. There were even plenty of unexpired biscuits in the cabinets. This was the first time in months that she had tasted such delicious food. After eating, she rested on the couch and took a nap. When she woke up, she had a comfortable bath and then changed into a clean set of clothes. She began to explore the research station. To her shock, she successfully started the station's generator. She hadn't expected it to still be working. After connecting to the power supply, she hurriedly tried to use the telegraph machine to call for help. Unfortunately, all the channels on the telegraph machine received no response. The next morning, she opened a container outside and found a speedboat hidden inside. Excited, she immediately pulled it out, thinking that if a passing ship came by, she could use the boat to signal for help. She went back inside, cooked a bowl of noodles, and although she felt hopeful about the future, she couldn't fall asleep that night. Her sick husband was still on the other side of the island waiting for her. She couldn't be heartless and abandon him. So, as soon as dawn broke, she packed up supplies, loaded them onto the speedboat, and set off toward the other side of the island. She didn't know if her husband was still alive, as it had been nearly half a month since she had left him. By the time she reached the previous camp, it was already midnight. When she slowly entered the house, she couldn't find her husband. This immediately raised her suspicion, because if he had died, there should have been a body. When she saw a foot sticking out from the corner, she quickly rushed over to check. To her surprise, her husband was still lying there. Seeing his pale face, she couldn't help but shed tears of guilt. If she hadn't left alone for so long, perhaps her husband wouldn't have died. As she repeatedly apologized, she suddenly realized that her husband was still breathing. That night, she held him and slept by his side. The next morning, as soon as the sun rose, she pulled her husband onto the speedboat and decided to take him back to the research station.